Everything associated with this year and time has been State of Georgia law enforcement, judicial and legislative branch executives. Georgia law enforcement, judicial and legislative branch executives. My name is Tequila Oliver. I am from Akron, Ohio, but I live in Asher, Oklahoma. Driver's license number P125368383. Also, an Army veteran that lived here in Georgia over a decade ago. For the past 8 years, overtly, I have been gang-stalked. A covert operation ran by the federal government designed to torture, isolate, and destitute the attacked. In fact, the measures of attacks are so inhumane. People who reveal the truth about what's being done to them are labeled mentally ill. Covert professionals would rather call a sound individual crazy than admit the government compromised its own constitution. I have been connecting the dots and telling via social media the entire time, displaying evidence and proof. I documented 80% of the occurrences on social media across the following 4 platforms: Facebook, Twitter, X, YouTube, and Instagram. My content is isolated and suffers from internet censorship. My objective has always been to reach mainstream media, and the feds have been making sure it doesn't. My first violent attempt to get out of this situation was November 2020. Then, April 2023, October 2023, July 2024, November 2024, February 2025, April 2025, May 2025, July 2025, August 2025, and October 2025. My air rifle that I made sure I was spotted on multiple cameras moving near the 1800 block of Memorial Drive Southeast mysteriously came up missing. A .22 caliber Hatsan Blitz, valued at $1,000, which had a letter similar to this one taped to the barrel of the weapon. It was taken to make sure I didn't shoot and make the news. Easter 2025. The last camera that caught me the dog and the weapon was at ZZ Package Store morning of April 20th, 25. A BB pistol May 24th. And a hammer October 20th, a week before Halloween. All W/high-profile letters. Everything associated with this year and time has been stolen, probably even my diplomas, which went to my Oklahoma address while I was stuck here in Georgia. Never letting up. 2 iPhones, 3 weapons, luggage, bags, not counting how they're attacking my face, body, and hair. The evidence shows how claims are supported. How they're constantly tearing my things up to place a financial strain on my lifestyle. Every year their objective is to further reduce my quality of life to advance and maintain those inverted precursors and foretelling. Neighbors and hotel occupants acting out what they see me do. Witchcraft and voodoo that is taking place on a federal government level. Proof displays, conclusive demonstration that removes all reasonable doubt. Location manipulation, via cell phone blue dot. My location is always being manipulated to suggest others are me and that I'm others, by placing the blue dot in a space/location that I'm not physically. Which is also how they suggest it's not me they're attacking. I'm being stalked by random strangers across the US. Changes and decline in my appearance and agility. I have a 3-bedroom house in Asher, Oklahoma, that I left because of how bad I was being covertly attacked in it. I have been away from my Oklahoma home since November 2, 2024 with my German Shepherd puppy. They're calling a 2-legged man and attacking. I wanted to kill each and every last one of those Neanderthals behind the shit they were pulling, same as Upland Avenue, recent neighbors. They were trying to make sure I didn't cut my grass, leave my house at all, and took out 5 of 6 home surveillance cameras before I left in attempt to claim my activity. Neighbors in Akron, Ohio, did the same on a residential street, not countryside. There was an obvious constant sought by them to establish me as them and ensure I experience nothing but misfortune. I catch M on camera and it's public. This has taken place in the state of Georgia, Ohio, California, Texas, and now Oklahoma. Any place I spent time. Making the fuckery/curses stick was a matter of making sure I returned to the same place every night, didn't leave, and kept from sleeping. I get about 24 nights of sleep a year, no exaggeration. They are claiming my activity and behavior and applying it to the identities they're using. Correction of interest. While calling me the lowest, filthiest things hobos, homeless, prostitutes, addicts, strippers, child molesters, etc. Pinning sexual activity on me, someone who hasn't had sex in almost 7 years. Everything and everyone is used against me: neighbors, police, aerial political entities, caseworkers, judges, clerks, bus drivers, lawyers, doctors, nurses, etc., college classmates/professors/instructors, relatives, hotel occupants, you name it. They were instruments in red herring for personal gain. Otherwise, this would have gotten out years ago when I was protesting alone, passing out flyers alone, spending every single day in the library, writing complaints, and trying to obtain signatures for my petition. They make extreme changes to people. Their faces. See Georgiana, who is a clerk of some sort for Akron Municipal Court, may have retired, whom also works at Walmart in Fairlawn, who's always telling PPL to go to her kin's poetry events. They alter defects. Jones handicap twins most extreme, change faces completely, complexion, weight/body type, occupation, earning potential, lifestyle, curve, drug habits, comprehension, or the ability to. All from attacking me and claiming my past belonged to others. Shameless as fuck, changing people in front of me, then ensuring I move or get stuck in Georgia. There's a whole 8 to 9 year timeline of shit people are acting like didn't happen or it happened to them and not me. Or in more common cases, knowing nothing about the details and serving as an extension for those who made the worst attacks on me, so they don't decline revert. Random identities show up at places I go to display contempt and unwarranted attitude to prevent decline of my relatives. Akron, oh, Asher, okay, old Georgia acquaintances, and more that would cause a ripple across the entire globe. Because the government operates constituents via timelines. One thing can affect thousands, sometimes millions. I've literally done everything I could do to draw attention to this matter and refuse to suffer anymore while you stupid-ass mutt-huck dummies breeze through pagan days. A felony was my only resort, my only way out. The federal government will not stop until I kill someone. Which in turn subjects me to more mistreatment, like the dehumanizing process of jail, just on more trifling-ass environment. I'm tired of being kept from sleeping at night, which is opposite of having a problem sleeping, overt insomnia, my appearance being attacked, my days being shortened, and reaping the opposite of what I sow. I'm tired of not seeing my mom and being called my mom. I completed my bachelor's program April 21st, 2025, with them constantly blowing my tires in Oklahoma to keep me from returning to my house. Or delay my return to my house to suggest I took road trips. I decided to see how far my donut would take me. Since I was always stuck at my house in the middle of nowhere once on the road and finding they couldn't attack my tires in the same fashion, I took an extended trip so my puppy could smell different states. But when they saw me passing back through Georgia, their attitude and sought to keep me off the road grew more aggressive. They thought I might go home and compromise what they were doing with the identities there, having documented how they tried to invert and lie about who they were before I left. That trifling-ass small town of white people and nearby places were doing all kinds of foul shit and were on my property while I was away, suggesting it was theirs. This later turned into them isolating me to certain sides of town. I've been spotted on foot with my large German Shepherd puppy all over Atlanta and surrounding areas, but no further north than Atlanta. Absolute and utter cruelty to me. Just adds more to all the already inhumane shit that's been done. P.S. Be kind and patient with my dog. Do not pet him. Understand he is not a bad dog. He's a working dog that is being attacked. I trained him to protect and take commands only from me. I tried to make it easier for you and him by making sure he didn't see us, I and law enforcement, interact. Hopefully without me present it won't be as difficult to remove him from the hotel room. I only say bad things about boys and gals in blue-black to him. But then again, that's the case with literally everything we come across. You know what the feds that invisibly harass me all day have said about y'all every single month before I end up on the streets behind running out of money? We don't want them to find out she always has him in hotel situations. They want nothing to conflict with their lie and impression they've placed those evil-ass officers under. Home address: 420 E. Baker, Asher, Oklahoma, 74826. 07 Mercedes-Benz E350 White 4MATIC. Oklahoma plate. MPQ 418. Asterisk with a binder in the rear window titled Evidence of Witchcraft and Voodoo. East Atlanta Mechanic? Mario. Shop on Glenwood. To revise this letter alone cost me another $400 in hotel expenses. I've spent $120 in pet fees on $1710/MO unearned income. SSDI.